Well, my special guest today, as I promised, bringing change to the United States of America, one soul at a time, one home at a time, one person at a time. Mr. Robbie Wells, our President-elect 2020. You know what? Mr. President, I'm just going to put it out there.
Oh,
how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Minnie. And thank you for those kind words.
You are welcome. You're welcome. We're excited to have you in our studio today. I wanted to bring you in because right now you're in the middle of your campaign.
Right.
You are in the middle of rising up and bringing the change where Obama left off, flip side to what Trump is doing to where we are right now. So my first question to you is, tell us about Robbie Wells. What puts you in this position where you feel that what you can do to bring change will come about from your vision?
Well, Minnie, I truly believe that our country will achieve greatness for the first time once the lines of separation that have divided our people are completely erased. And it's going to take a strong leader that loves the people, a tough leader that's actually going to be able to pull that off. You see, we have always been a nation that's divided. Mm-hmm. Now, my opponent, Mr. Trump, he always talks about make America great again, which insinuates we've been great before. And we've been great for some people. But my question to you, have we ever been great for the Native Americans? Have we been great for the African Americans? How about those that were sold into slavery? Were we great for them? I venture to say no, we were not. You know, we had 75 million Native Americans that were killed on the Trail of Tears because of the white man. Mm-hmm. So when you say make America great again, Mr. Trump, who was it great for to begin with? We want America to be great for everyone. And that's going to happen once we realize that whether you're black or white, young or old, male or female, gay or straight, Democrat or Republican, whatever your religion may be, we can lay all that aside because we've got one common bond. We're all Americans.
We are all Americans. And America has a total different journey than what most other countries do.
Right.
Such as Japan and China. The
Right.
cultures are very different. Now, you've had an opportunity to visit Japan and China, and they embraced you with loving arms. Tell us a little bit about what happened when you did your visit to China.
Well, Minnie, as the ambassador for the International Human Rights Peace Commission and their international spokesperson, it has afforded me the opportunity to go to many different countries and speak in front of thousands of people and meet with foreign government officials about my plan for world peace by achieving sustainable energy independence, not only in America, but in a lot of countries so that we can reverse the effects of global warming.
Right.
Now, other countries are really embracing that. What we've got to do here in America is embrace that as well, because the top scientists in the world can't be wrong. When you've got 300 scientists saying that if we don't make a change, then human life as we know it right now, 100 years from now, will be altered, where millions of people will die and billions of dollars will be lost in our economy just here in the United States. Imagine other countries as well. So we've got to make that change.
Well, speaking of that change that you're talking about, what did you feel? We're just talking about China now.
Sure.
What did you feel when you were a keynote speaker and you were standing in front of thousands of the residents of China, and they're all hanging on your word, and they're in awe, not just by your presence, but by the words that you were relating and you were saying? What do you feel was different about your speech in China as opposed to someone that was just prior to you?
Heart. Very simple, heart. I truly believe that we have a great country here, or the potential to be magnificent. But we've got to have some very serious people with serious solutions step forward that have the heart for the people. And I've truly got the heart for the people. And you can't fake that. You know, there's an old saying, you can fool some of the people all the time and all the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. And I think a lot of people here in the United States are finally figuring that out about a guy that I call Disingenuous Donnie. But as adults, we all make mistakes. We do. And here's what I'm going to say. You look back at 2016 and the election that we had. I truly believe that America made a mistake. But here's the thing about making mistakes, and this is an old football coach talking right here. Mm-hmm. If you're coachable, you don't make the same mistake twice.
Exactly.
So in 2020, we've got a chance to right that wrong.
Right the wrong. Now, I think many of Americans, when they voted back then, were afraid. They were afraid to vote this way. Some were afraid to vote this way, and others just stayed in the middle and didn't vote at all.
Right.
So therefore, we lost a lot of opportunity there that may have changed the way the whole election was running. Now, when you were in China and that country embraced you, what was it you took from that whole experience that you're going to now bring to America and make a difference in your change? If you were able to reach them, how are you going to reach the Americans?
Well, you know, America is a melting pot, and we have people literally from all over the globe that are here, and we have millions of Asian Americans right here in the United States. Same thing with Indian Americans, with European Americans, with Hispanic Americans, African Americans. If I'm going to represent all the people of the United States and bring them together, then what better way to learn about those people than to go to their homeland and go to their roots and actually see what their culture is all about, which was what was so great about going to China. Yeah, China did embrace me with open arms. India did as well. So did Paris, France. You know, we went to Paris and I spoke in the Eiffel Tower literally 5 days after our current president decided to get out of the Paris Climate Agreement. Once again, that's going to cost lives in the long run. And it's going to cost millions and billions of dollars in our economy. And I was able to express my views with the environment and how we can promote world peace by achieving sustainable energy independence and improving our educational system here in the United States and abroad as well.
Well, if all those other countries embraced you in the way that they did, do you feel that America is going to give you the same opportunity?
I believe that America is, and we've worked real hard for that opportunity. And it has been frustrating at times because we feel like the media has not given us the fair shake. You see, you've seen the pictures, you've seen the footage. I get crowds just as large, if not larger, than our current president. Crowds that are way more diverse than he is as well. So you got to ask this question, Minnie. Why is mainstream media not giving us the coverage that they're giving to Mr. Trump that gets big crowds that are all white?
We're going to talk about that mainstream media and those crowds that are all white when we come back after this next break.
It took me some work, but I finally found them. The worst of the worst.
Where?
Let's just say I put them in a hole and threw away the hole.
There are rumors, Amanda, that some of them have experience.
Oh yeah, I have seen things. Maybe Obama was some type of beacon for them to creep back from the shadows. I would like to assemble a task force of the most political people on the planet that I think that can really do some good.
They're Democrats.
Exactly. If anything goes wrong, we have built-in deniability.
What makes you think you can control them?
Getting people to act against their own self-interest is what I do for a living.
Are you Lewinsky?
All you need to know is that you work for me.
So that's it, huh? We're the candidates. Some sort of political squad. Let's go see the world.
You know what they say about the crazy ones?
Huh?
Oh, I'm not gonna kill you.
That the joke was on me.
I'm just gonna hurt you. Really, really bad.
We were talking about what white America is doing in the media and how they perceive the various other races. And I think when it all comes together, we're still one people. We're all still having the same goals, the common picket fence to make life as best you can, to get past all of the things that shut you down as a person. So when the media is covering pretty much what Mr. Trump is doing right now, they're covering it so much so because he makes it like that. He makes you say, what the heck is on this cup? Oh, this is the Minnie Foxx talk show. This is a cup. Well, he's going to make you pay attention to it where you would never even looked at it. But in doing so, as I have been watching him, he tweets more than most celebrities. But he started as a celebrity. He also started as that man that told you you're fired and began that whole popularity. So there's a whole circle of followers for Mr. Trump, President Trump, that followed him from that time to him being a very shrewd businessman for the Trump Towers all over the world to him now coming into the presidency. So you have all these people that are following him. They're following that celebrity. They're following that businessman. But as a president, it became something different. And that's where your difference comes in. So when I spoke earlier about rise up and rise up together, I was talking about Mr. Robert Wells' campaign. Because as you began your movement and continue on, you're causing people to rise up, to stand up, pay attention, take presence, and make the difference now, not later. So tell us about why you chose Rise Up as your campaign.
Well, you know, Rise Up is the campaign slogan, but it's also a movement that just 7 years ago when I started it, I was thinking, you know, let's make this a national movement, the Rise Up movement, and we'll use that through the campaign. But just 2 years ago, it went international, and now we're on every continent except Antarctica.
Yes.
I don't have any idea about Antarctica. I don't really want to go down. It's too cold for me.
It's cold.
It's too cold. Yeah, we're going to stay up here on this hemisphere.
But he is going to include you in Antarctica.
Yeah, we're going to
include you.
You have
to be a part of the campaign. Yes.
Yes, but I don't think many people live there.
That's okay.
That's okay though.
Every vote
That's right.
counts.
That's right. But anyway, the Rise Up movement basically was talking about the poverty-stricken, the middle class, which is most of America. You're talking about 99% of America that's middle class and below. Well, let's raise people up to new levels. If you're in the poverty-stricken area, let's raise you up to the middle class. If you're in the middle class, let's raise you to the upper middle class. And if you're in the upper middle class, let's bring you on up to the wealthy.
Okay.
You know?
So Mr. President,
yes.
because I'm just going to put it out there, we're going to call him Mr. President because I feel that your campaign is very strong and the values that you have and what you stand for is strong enough to run the United States of America and to be a leader and set new precedents for people to follow and be a part of. And that's his theme music. Come on, Robbie.
What is this?
That's the theme music.
Oh, is it?
Whoa!
Somebody's phone.
I surprised you, didn't I?
I like it.
I gave you a little theme music there. It's all right. That's all right. We're just having fun with Mr. Robbie Wells for the presidency 2020. We are going to applaud you at this point in time. We're going to toast with my new coffee cups. All right. I got some product placement. Yes, I did. Here we go. Matches your beautiful suit. See how I laid that out?
Well, if we're gonna cheers, let's cheers.
Let's cheers. Let's drink it up. Drink it up. Here we go. So back to what I was talking about, about you rising up. Now you have people in the world that say, oh, well, if you're in poverty, X, Y, Z, ABC. It's easy to say we need to do this. But what is the plan to take Skid Row, as we know it in LA,
right,
and downtown Vegas here for all our homeless people? How do you take that to another level? It's easy to talk about it, but starting with them, people that are less fortunate, that are poverty stricken for whatever reasons brought them to live on the street, in the tents, let's say here in Las Vegas, what would be something that you could implement in place or your feelings about it to bring change?
Well, Minnie, we have on any given day in the United States roughly 350,000 people that are homeless. Some go in and out of it. Some stay in it for a good while. Some will stay in it for many, many years. But we do have that problem. And of course, in Las Vegas and Los Angeles, you have an epidemic of homelessness through these two cities. I do have a plan that will erase and eradicate homelessness. Now, a lot of the problems that you see with homeless people, there may be some mental issues there. So we've got to get those people that help. That's part of my plan. We've got a step-by-step common sense approach that we're going to take to this. Think about this. 350,000 people that are homeless on any given day. But yet we have over 500,000 churches and charitable organizations here in the United States. Now, as president, what I'm going to do is I am going to challenge each one of those churches and each one of those charitable organizations to build one tiny home out of a shipping container. You can do that for less than $8,000. And that would all be tax deductible. Everybody needs tax deductions. But you think about that. We could wipe out homelessness, very simple. And then what I would like to do, like in Las Vegas, we'd have a neighborhood of these shipping container homes for the homeless, and they've actually got their own home. It would be called Rise Up Las Vegas. Same thing in Los Angeles.
So not to cut you off, but because I do a lot of work downtown. I've lovingly embraced a community. It's called CARE.
Yeah.
It's an outreach downtown that's helping get our homeless people back in the work environment.
Right.
Back living and not living on the street.
Right.
But I have found that many of the homeless people do not want to live in a shelter. They do not want to be in a community where they have to be with 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 people in one place, let alone sleeping in the middle of the night, not knowing if someone's stealing out of your purse or stealing your belongings while you're asleep. And downtown, given downtown Las Vegas, some props here off of Las Vegas Boulevard near Cashman Center, that is the whole entire homeless area.
Right.
But you have not only the care center, but the Salvation Army is down there. There's Catholic churches down there, and they have a whole huge facility and buildings for you to go in, take a shower, eat, sleep, and do all that. But many of the homeless people refuse to go in there.
Because it's not their own.
Because it's not their own. So you think that that's what it is?
I think that has a lot to do with it. It really does. Yeah.
Okay. I'm finding too, yes, it's not their own, but I'm also finding that because it's not their own, they don't feel like they should be confined to rules and regulations. Why do I have to take a shower at 5 o'clock? Why do I have to eat at 2? Why can't I eat at 3 o'clock? You see, and being down in that community, that's what's been going on.
Sure.
So it's keeping them kind of confined.
A lot of problems, and I understand that. I think that that we should talk more about this after the break.
Yeah, but it's the Minnie Foxx Talk Show. So unlike the presidency and you run the United States of America and the White House, I'm running the talk show. And I haven't decided to go to a break yet.
But I think you just ran out of film.
You think I did?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think I got about 2 minutes left in there. So we're going to have some fun here on Talk Show, and we'll be right back after this message.
Hi, I'm Robbie Wells, 2020 Democratic presidential candidate. We as a people can achieve greatness for the first time when we erase the lines of separation that have divided us since 1776. You see, whether you are black or white, young or old, male or female, gay or straight, Democrat or Republican, whatever your religion may be, we can lay that aside because we've got one common bond. We are all Americans. It's time for us to stare down the fear of our differences with the face of courage. Let's rise up together on the Minnie Foxx Talk Show.
Well, you know, with that being said, I would really love for you to see the whole entire area downtown where the women's shelters are.
Right.
Our men and young people shelters are. It's in the areas right across the street from a very humble cemetery down on that end of town by the Cashman Center. Mm-hmm. And you're going to be in town for a few days, and I would just say, you know, go down there and check it out. And that every city that you visit, whether it's New York, Atlanta, Chicago, Brazil, wherever it is you go in your travels, always make it a point to visit. Not as part of your campaign, but a part of the heart and soul that right. I believe that you are, that gives back to the community, even if it's so much as to go down there and shake a hand and let them know they're not alone.
Well, you know, Minnie, I am all for that while I'm here in Las Vegas. In fact, I don't make that a big production when it comes to my campaign, but wherever I go, I do make it a point to go visit with the homeless or those that are less fortunate, whether it was in Los Angeles or whether it was on Edgewood Avenue in Atlanta, or down on Magnolia in New Orleans. So yeah, I'm all for doing that. I've been doing that. I just don't, you know, go and broadcast that very, very loudly.
Wonderful. Because again, for me, that's part of the heart and soul of what the United States of America need. We need to heal. We need to come right. here. Everything's so segregated, whether it's, you know, the religion or the race or the people.
Right.
And for me, rise up means coming together and bridging the gap.
I agree.
You know, what you put in that cup? You got me stumbling on my words here. What's in this
just
cup,
coffee.
President?
It's just President?
Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to a break. And when we come back from the break, we want to find out who Mr. Robbie Wells is, how he grew up, a little bit about his childhood, and what makes him worthy to be the United States of America President 2020. We'll be right back after this message. It's Minnie Foxx, and as usual, I'm on my couch today with a very special guest. Now, you know we do entertainment, business, beauty, fashion, community. I want to talk about what's going on in the world today, as in the United States of America, as in Washington, D.C., the changes that have been brought about over the past 2 years and what's currently going on. What are we going to do to rise up and make a difference? Are we going to rise up and stand together for the change that's coming for the future in 2020? Or will we continue to stand behind one another, peeking out from each other's shadows to figure out what somebody else is going to do? I challenge you today to rise up. Well, there has been many changes here in the United States of America, and today we are talking with Mr. Robbie Wells, President-elect 2020. The campaign started quite some time ago. We're in the heat, in the midst of it all. Visiting many cities and states around the world, asking you to stand up, to rise up, to speak your voice, and work together in unity. Yes?
Absolutely.
Yes, I think he had something in that coffee earlier.
That was good.
It was good. A lot of cream.
Yeah.
A lot of cream. So, Mr. President, when you go into the White House, let's say your very first day in there,
Right.
paint a picture for us what you think that feeling would be for you, because that would be an amazing day.
A lot of pride,
Yeah.
a lot of reflection for a very short period of time, I guess I should say, but reflecting on the people that helped me get to that point and get me there. You know, I was very fortunate. In fact, I'm a miracle to be here. I was adopted when I was just 6 weeks old. In fact, my birth mother that I just recently met, she was a college student. She was a music major, and she was the lead singer for a band. And just like most young girls, she ended up falling in love. The man was older and married, had a family. One thing led to another. She got pregnant, and everybody told her it's a blip on the radar. Don't have this child, to the point where they set her up an appointment to terminate. And at the last moment, this beautiful young girl said, no, I'm going to give this child a chance and put this child up for adoption. Now, I always said that if I could meet her, I would thank her for setting my life in motion, because that is my birth mother. And 3 years ago, I had that opportunity. And now my birth mother and my adopted mother have become really, really good friends. So I'm going to reflect on that. I'm going to reflect on my dad. I'm going to reflect on a lot of my coaches and a lot of my teachers that got me to this point. A lot of my family and friends that said, keep going when the times were tough, because there have been some tough times. Many have seen some of the tough times. But just that perseverance to keep on keeping on. Hopefully the people in the United States are going to see that, and that's going to inspire somebody else.
Well, having the heart and soul of what you just spoke about gives you grassroots.
Right.
Because many times our children are raised with the silver spoon, as they say, or they were raised with the fork.
Yeah.
And when you're raised with the fork, you have an opportunity to see everything in the world. You see homelessness, you've experienced it, you know what it's like to have cornbread and gravy for dinner, you know what it's like to catch the bus and ride the bus. But many of our young people that are born with a silver spoon, so to speak, they don't experience any of that. Paris Hilton was a perfect example of that. She had never had anything happen to her. She'd been money, money, money most of her life. And when that big whammy happened, wham, she didn't know how to handle it. Because many times when we raise our kids over here instead of raising them like this, so they'll know what both sides are about. And your mother and your mother, the blessings between the two of them have made you who you are today.
Well, I think so. And you're exactly right when you said that most of us in this world have to work for everything that we get. I've been one of those. I was not handed everything on a silver platter with a silver spoon stuck up my posterior like our current president.
That's right.
The way he was brought up. I've been in situations where I had a job and barely made ends meet. I've had jobs where I made great money. I've had a job where I had great money and then lost it and had absolutely nothing.
Right.
Like most of America. So if you're looking for someone that's been in the trenches, that's done exactly a lot of the same things that you've done, then yeah, I'm probably your guy. If you're looking for a candidate that can bring this country together, I'm probably your guy. If you're looking for a candidate that's right there in the middle, where really the Democrats in the middle and the Republicans in the middle, they're not that much different. They just want a great life for their family and they want to be able to prosper, then yeah, I'm probably your candidate. If you're looking for a presidential candidate that's got a plan for education as far as making college education free and universal child care, because we've got to catch up with these other countries when it comes to education, then I'm your candidate. If you're looking for a candidate that's got a plan that makes health care free for every American, and he knows how he's going to pay for it without bankrupting our government, then I'm your candidate.
And he's also your candidate if for whatever reason you decide to be a bad boy or a bad girl because his two moms kept him in line, then he's probably your candidate. I just had to throw a little laugh in there.
Okay.
But yes, in all sincerity of what you have said, that is very much true. And it's really good because our young people that are watching, he's a mama's boy. And that means you're supposed to take care of your mom. It is said that as a man, If you could take care of your mom and be right by your mom, then you will know how to treat the women in your life and the women that come through your life.
Right.
So give me some of that. And you tell your moms.
Yeah, Mom Wells and Mom Crawford.
There you go.
Really am proud that both of y'all are in my life, and I am doubly blessed because most people in this world can't say that they've got two moms that adore them, but I do.
Two moms that adore you and they get along.
Yeah, they get along. We do holidays together now.
Do you know what all that is?
Cool.
When you came along the way you did, and your mother went one way, and your new mom took care of you, and then she went one way, then everyone came to get. You know what that is? What that shows America?
That shows that we can do it. It shows that we can find common ground.
It does, but it also gives you hope. That by any means necessary, hope is always there. And hope has a few friends.
Right.
Friends named faith,
And
named
love.
patience, named prayer.
Right.
And they all get along.
They do.
Because they can't be without each other. And that's what that special story gives. It shows that within you, there's hope. Hope that you're going to bring to the United States of America for change.
Well, you know, it's funny that you say that because up until about a month ago, the mainstream media really was not covering us. And then all of a sudden, here comes Time Magazine with an article announcing that I'm one of the 14 major candidates. Now, there's over 600 people that have already filed their paperwork running for president, but only a handful of people actually are considered major candidates. But Time Magazine, now this is mainstream media. This is big time. Coming out and saying that I am one of the top 14 candidates in the country. Now, I know that number is going to change a little bit because we've got a couple more guys that are probably going to get in the race here. It looks like the former vice president, Biden, is going to get in the race, and it looks like Beto O'Rourke is going to get in the race as well. And here's what I will say to each and every one of these individuals that are getting in this race. I look forward to healthy debate with each and every one of you. I look forward to bringing our issues to the American people, and I will be evaluating each and every one of you as potential members of my cabinet.
Ooh. So rise up and pay attention, because Robbie Wells is bringing a difference to the United States of America 2020. Campaign has already started. You can go to all the social media, look him up, be involved, be involved, be involved. I can't say it enough, because when we all come together, we make that change. It's been proven over and over and over.
Can I tell them the campaign website real quick?
Tell them the campaign website.
Yeah, it's riseupwithrobby.com, and that's Robbie with a Y. Riseupwithrobby.com, and you can get all the social media there. You can find videos there, my bio, the platform, Eaglenomics, which takes the best from the left wing and the right wing. It gets our people in our Congress working together again.
Now, you've given us an opportunity to express not only the Democrat side, but there are some Republicans that support the beliefs of what Democrats do. Believe it or not, there's a small few that do. But it exists. And as long as that exists, it brings hope. As long as there is hope, that means we could come full circle and be together. Now, my hats are off to you. We are going to toast to your campaign, President of the United States of America 2020. The campaign is already in motion. You need to rise up.
Rise up.